with Congressman O'Rourke leading the way, 2 years of a partisan circus.
Really interesting to hear you talk about a partisan circus after your last 6 years in the U.S. Senate.
And that was just the tip of the iceberg at this fiery debate between Beto O'Rourke and Ted Cruz, where the El Paso congressman took the gloves off in a big way. Here are the most memorable, must-watch moments from the event.
Senator Cruz is not going to be honest with you. He's going to make up positions and votes that I've never held or have ever taken. He's dishonest. It's why the president called him Lying Ted, and it's why the nickname stuck, because it's true.
It's already sad how Cruz grovels at Trump's feet, despite the fact that the president insulted his wife and suggested that his father killed JFK. But now even Beto is using Trump's words to humiliate the Texas senator. But no other moment put on full display the glaring disparity between what Cruz sanctimoniously preaches and what he actually does than this moment right here.
You are right that there is a loss of civility, there is an anger, there is a rage on the far left that is really frightening. You know, the images hold on, let me answer with, don't interrupt me, Jason. The images of
Beto struck gold by calling out Cruz's hypocrisy and constantly grandstanding about paying down the national debt while voting to add massive amounts of money to it, and always selling out his constituents to the highest bidder.
And for Senator Cruz to say that this isn't going to bust the budget at a time of $21 trillion in debt, when we're on track to deficit spend to the tune of $1 trillion a year, he voted to add $2 trillion. And those tax cuts disproportionately will flow to corporations who are already sitting on record piles of cash and the already wealthy in a country that is riven with income inequality unseen since the last Gilded Age. Why? In the days just before and just after that vote, Senator Cruz accepted $120,000 from the political action committees who represent the corporate interests that benefited from this tax cut. Why does he vote for this? Why does he vote for internet companies to sell your private browsing data to the highest bidder without your consent? Why does he not vote for universal background checks in a country that loses 30,000 people to gun violence every year? Follow the money. In each of these cases, if you look at the Political Action Committee contributions to Senator Cruz, it helps to explain the reasons for his vote and how corrupted Congress has become.
I couldn't do justice to Beto O'Rourke's closing statement, so I won't try. Here it is.
This debate, everyone who has been here to witness it, and all those who made this campaign in the election of our lifetime possible. I was talking to Amy tonight about this moment that stayed with me after I first met Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis. He's meeting with members of the Armed Services Committee, and he reminded us that the United States historically has enjoyed two principal powers that distinguish us from the rest of the world. One is the power of intimidation, to field the most awesome military force the world has ever known. The other, and he thought maybe the greater power, is the power of inspiration, to continue to be the indispensable nation that lives up to the promise and the potential of our founders, a nation that not just Americans look up to, but the world looks up to. And whether we will remain the inspiration of the world is an open question right now. Walls, Muslim bans, the press as the enemy of the people, taking kids away from their parents after they've survived a horrifying 2,000-mile journey seeking asylum here in this country. The bitterness, the partisanship, the pettiness, the dishonesty that defines so much of the national conversation. We are in desperate need right now of inspiration. But I'll tell you what, traveling the state of Texas, meeting people regardless of their walk of life, their background, their party affiliation, you have inspired me. You've inspired me to transcend the obstacles, to be the big, courageous, bold, strong match for this moment on any issue that challenges us. In Texas, where nearly half of school teachers work a second job just to make ends meet, making sure that we're there for them, pay them a living wage, and ensure that they can teach to the child, not the test. In this state of immigrants, making sure that we lead the national conversation, free dreamers from any fear of deportation, and the least insured state in the country could take the lead on guaranteed, high-quality, universal health care. You have inspired me in this race, and I'm grateful to have the chance to represent you. Thank you.